This is the game you circle, Pedro. I was watching you watch that game thinking this rivalry kind of shaped his baseball life. How would you describe it?
I saw it as a rivalry the way it started, but then later on, you just have to notice the difference. The Yankees play like a first-place team. Boston continues to struggle to get hits, especially with men in the scoring position. I thought the two pitchers did an outstanding job. I think Luis Hill really came back to be the Luis Hill that he's accustomed to be against, especially against the Red Sox. But Early did a decent job, and he kept the team in the fight, in the hunt, the entire night. They just couldn't put it together against Luis Hill. And the Yankees also played a perfect game when it comes to defense, clutch hitting, doing everything they needed to do. Relievers came in and wiped out everything that was left. I think they did a great job overall. You just have to let them go.
You talk about clutch hitting. It's time for Peak Performance presented by Vanda Pharmaceuticals. There are home runs, and then there are Giancarlo Stanton home runs. We were watching that, eating our dinner, minding our business. It said 369 feet. We said, what?
I still disagree.
I don't
still
believe
disagree with that. I mean, it only has to go high, but when it clears everything, and it doesn't take much to clear everything, but when this man hits the ball down the line, it's usually a lot further than 360 when you have that height. But he was clutch all night. It was really the Giancarlo game. A solo home run, a 2 RBI double, and a ball later that was just a web gem. So, Curtis, I give you outfielders credit on that one.
That's how we do.
But G showed up tonight. We talk about playoff G, right? And we've seen him maybe healthy for the first time in a long time, at least healthy enough for him. We know the issues he had in spring training with his elbow, not being able to open a bag of chips.
He doesn't eat chips.
Hey, he can still swing that bat.
Chips.
I'll tell you that much.
You had about 5 bags of chips.
it.
When he said that, he said, I don't have the strength to open chips. I'm like, this guy eats chips? What? 456 home runs, most active among active players, knocking on the doorstep of 500. For non-steroid guys who hit 500, I mean, most, if maybe one, is not in the Hall of Fame.
Well, I think you have to consider it because some of the numbers before were so big and so great. Give credit where credit's due. The Babe Ruths, the Hank Aaron's,
Sure.
the Willie Mays, that's amazing. Will we see those numbers again is the way I answer it. I don't know if we're going to get to 600 again or 550. So the fact that 500 is in reach, I think he gets there. I think that gets him in because moving forward after that, look at the rest of the list. There's not a lot of people that are going to be close to that, and you need years and mileage and consistency to get there, and he's been able to do that. He may be short on some of the other stats, but don't discredit 500 home runs if he gets there.
A rarefied air for Giancarlo Stanton. Is he in, Pedro?
He's borderline right now. I think first you have to look at the other players that are 400 and above and see what they have done to see if Giancarlo, God willing, he stays healthy, continues to put up a little bit more numbers. Because I know that as he ages, he's probably going to decline a little bit. He's going to start hitting more doubles. He's going to start getting... I hope he stays around long enough to get a little bit more hits in between and more RBIs in between so that he can be right there with the Carlos Delgados of the world, Alfonso Soriano, Aramis Ramirez, all those guys that are like left behind but with great numbers. So Giancarlo needs to stay in the game for a little longer and continue to just do what he's doing. I hope he does the 500 pretty soon, so that he can actually start working on the rest of the stuff.
When we had our eyes on the bats, we had our eyes on Luis Hill early. With Cole and Rodon coming back, this was a big-time start. And we talked about the command issues. We didn't see him tonight, Pedro.
No, he was very efficient. He was in the strike zone. A lot of that has to see with the fact that he's pitching in Boston. He loves pitching there. When you have a team and you have the team's number, it's a confidence booster for you. And for Luis Hill, I feel like he's just comfortable pitching to the Red Sox and pitching at Fenway. So that's an extra for him. He was attacking the strike zone early, moving the ball in and out. The couple of sliders that he threw were pretty good. I think he did a very efficient job. And also, he looked confident. He looked confident. I hope he takes, after this outing and continues to do that anywhere he's pitching.
I feel like you took that away as well as watching with you. You were impressed. You kept saying he's beating them to the spot every single time.
He's beating them to the spot, and we saw a lot of weak ground balls and a lot of soft fly balls. When guys are on time, and we're talking about just Pedro knows, you're talking about a half an inch to an inch. When they're on time, that ball finds the barrel. When they're a little bit late, the ball moves. They're a little bit early on the off speed because they're trying to catch back up. And you induce those type of balls in play. Nothing was ever hit hard. He had command where he wanted to. He had it when he needed to. But when you're late, you try to cheat, you get out in front. And then you say, okay, well, let me come back. And then you're late again. And he seems to have that number. I don't know if the guys aren't picking him up, if there's just something about him that they don't like. But as you asked me, I'm like, he's just beating them to the spot every single time. He wasn't necessarily pitching on the corners. A lot of pitches were in the middle parts of the plate, but they were never on the barrel. Usually a little bit late, or you get him out in front and get a weak ground ball off the end of the bat.
You're giving him another start if you're Aaron Boone. Have to.
Yeah, he looked great. And sometimes, like Pedro said, you just need that place where either you pitch well or that team you pitch good against. And he did a lot of things great. Those weak ground balls that turn into double plays, like your confidence goes up, but it also takes the confidence down on the opposition. You're like, oh, we finally got someone on. Oh, it's a ground ball double play. We got someone on again. Oh, it's a ground ball double play again. So it worked in both directions, from the pitching side and then, unfortunately, on the offensive side.
If I'm a Yankee fan, which I'm not, but if I was, I'd be excited about this start. You guys don't let me get excited until 40 games. But who's challenging this Yankee team in the American League right now? As it stands, what is it, April 21st? Who is? I challenge you to give me
I
one.
have a hard time picking up a team, but if I'm going to pick one, it's going to be Seattle.
I say Detroit.
Woo.
I like Detroit.
Out of the West
I
and
like
the
pitching.
Central.
I like pitching, and I think Seattle has now sniffed a little bit of the postseason, and they knew that with that kind of pitching that they have, they can actually get by anybody. I hope they make adjustments on some of the things that they need to make adjustments in season and during the deadline.
They were one game away from the World
team.
Series, was Seattle.
They were right there, right there with Toronto. So I hope they take that to their advantage and make the adjustment they have to make. Right now, it seems like they're going to take over the West. So just take advantage of it and make the moves that you have to make to keep that pitching rolling.
They have to get there first.
Yes, they have
to get to that point.
We talk about adjustments. Boston needs to make adjustments. What is it, though? Because if you look at their lineup, when we looked at that lineup in March, is there enough slug? Does it flow? Does it compete in the AL East? These were all questions we had. We're still asking those questions.
You know, it's interesting. If you watch the other side on the Yankees, multiple bunt attempts. I know that's not sexy. I know that's not exciting. But when you look up at your batting average, which again is not exciting, and there's a number of 100s and 100s and 100s, you got to try to do something to mix in something different there. Just to get the confidence
Play the
up.
game.
When you're standing successfully on first base, that does something to your psyche. When you keep having to turn right and go into the dugouts, that also does something else. You just have to find a way to get on base and be standing there when the at-bat is done. So if that's a bunt, if that's a broken bat, if that is a home run or smacking a ball off the green monster, you just got to find a way to do it. Jazz Chisholm gets a hit in his first at-bat. Next at-bat, drops the bunt down. Now he's feeling great about himself. He's got 2 hits on the day. Now he's ready for it tomorrow versus being 0 for 3, 0 for 4 again in a 4 or 5 game hitless streak. All those little things can happen. I know homers are sexy and so is the slug, but you got to get on base too.
Even if they come in the form of a bunt.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
You feel great when you're standing on first base. They're cheering for you. You want to be on there.
The weather to get a little bit warmer.
Hitter season is around the corner.
Is it?
It might be
We got
bunting
2
season
months.
right
It
now.
could be.
It might be bunting season
don't
right
like
now.
bunting.
But we've seen teams that have played little ball have success with it. Why? Another thing is they don't practice bunt defense because no one bunts. So
But we don't see
their
the Red
pitchers
Sox do that a lot.
Not a lot,
but
just
to
a little.
Curtis's point, to get on base, to not have to make that right turn night after night, at bat after at bat, you start feeling good. It's like, you know what? You're seeing the ball. Because a lot of times when you bunt, it's like, oh my goodness, why am I bunting this ball right down the middle? You get that hit. But what it does is now you get a tunnel vision. You're actually seeing the ball, letting it get deep, and you can start finding the barrel, hopefully. But now, bunt isn't sexy. You don't get paid to bunt. I know why they don't do it, but it's still early. Maybe that is a way to get a hit, get on base.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Wins
Now,
are
I'm not a
sexy.
bunt guy, but
Wins are
maybe.
sexy. We know.